Hey, Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Wait, what's going on? Okay. Give me 1 second there. Hold on. All right. Okay. Oh, you're doing well? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. All right. All right. How you guys doing on this beautiful Saturday evening? You know, I know this is the heart of gardening.
So musty in here.
Sorry, guys. Sorry for that. Hey, yeah, best life. How you doing? Thank you for being here. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys doing having a wonderful week. Happy gardening to each and every one. You know, this is gardening season, and every year, every year when come on gardening season, I like to share information because I do a lot of research. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry, guys. Yes, I've been doing gardening for a pretty long time. I believe I started doing garden from about 4 or 5 years around there. And I was blessed to be around people who could actually teach me and willing to teach me the way how they do gardening. And I adapt their style, which that was my grandparents, my mother, uncle, brother. I adapt their style because the way I see they do gardening, I realize gardening is something that you should really use the earth and product from the earth, natural product to feed plants with. Because I seen how my parents, grandparents did it. And the way they did it, I never saw they use any kind of chemicals around their plants. And I seen huge plants, huge fruits, huge vegetables, and they never had was to use any form of chemical. And I continue that trend. Hi, F.R. Humphrey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I continue that trend of gardening. I never stray off. I stay focused on their style of gardening. And I always garden, but I start gardening. I start showing what I'm doing 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I start showing what I'm actually doing. And the reason why I did that is because I remember I hear a young man was saying that he never saw a pepper plant, but he buy pepper, but he never actually saw the plant he never saw the pepper plant. And that kind of moved me. That made me say, how could you never see a pepper plant? And I start using my channel from that time and start basically showing people how to grow food without using chemical and any form, just using the thing that nature provide and feed your plants. Yes, I cannot take all the credit because the foundation of the way I garden comes from, I learned it from parents. So I got to give them the credit for that. But over the years, I have developed another level from what they taught me. I developed another level of gardening. And how I developed this another level of gardening, I developed this another level of gardening by research. And when I say research, I'm not talking about Google. I'm not talking about, oh, I went and Google and do research. No, that's not the research I take up. I take up my own research and my own experiment. I did a lot of experiment over the years. I learned so many things about different plants, different climates. I grow in the cold climates, and I grow in the climates that not as cold but not as cold. So I understand both different climates. I understand the tropical, I understand the deep cold, I understand the not that cold. So I've learned so much over the years, and what I do, I willingly share these information. I open a live. I'm doing live for over a year now about gardening, trying to help people because, like the young man said to me, so I never saw a pepper tree. So because it touched me, I realized there's so many people out there who may be going through the same problem. Eating the food, never even saw the tree. So I pick it up on myself and I decide, you know what? I'm going to start to show what I'm doing and how I'm doing it because I didn't have to do that. So I go and I start showing people, okay, there's things you could use and make your own compost, but it's not going to happen overnight. And yes, I get some bash about it because people love chemical. You can't tell them you can if they're not growing food with chemical, they don't feel like they're growing food. So I get a lot of bash for it because I come on the scene and I make it seem and I show that you really don't have to use these things to grow food. You see what I'm saying? I'm showing the things that I do. And it's just sad. It's just sad. And the crazy thing about it is, I been doing this on YouTube for 7 years, encouraging people, save your seed, grow your own food, and showing people how to do it, show them the excitement of a harvest, showing them, how nice it is to walk outside and get some herbs, fresh herbs that you could go and put in your pot, or you can go and make tea. So I wanted to show people the joy so that might give them the urge of wanna gardening. So I've been encouraging people on this YouTube for over 7 years. I have over a thousand plus videos on this channel, and you could learn something from them when come on gardening. So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of experiment, my own experiment. So over the years, I come up with a lot of different things. And the thing is, a lot of people start growing food a year or two before, and you cannot understand the level of gardening in 2 years and 3 years. You check what I'm saying? You cannot. You got to put in the work. You got to put in decades of work to reach these level of gardening. The scientific part of gardening. Because gardening is way deeper than go out there and chuck something in the soil. Way deeper than that. The scientific part of gardening, where you do your experiment. And you learn so much that you could come up willingly and share these experience, these experiments with people. Many people use the method that I share and come back, email me. Basically, most people email me about these things. Man, I tried the way you're doing it and it works. But on the other hand, there's people who was promoting chemical while I'm promoting don't use chemical. No, the information you did, your research and your experiment and share the information, they come and they grab it and they act like they did all the work. They wouldn't even mention your name. They wouldn't even mention you. After taking your information that you put out there, they would not mention you. Some of them say, oh, I get it in a book. Yeah, but what about the demonstration that people come out and do? Not just me. Many people is doing this thing. What about the demonstration? You could read a book and you still didn't know anything. Because why? You did not do it practically. You did not do it hands-on. But there are people who come in out there and show the beauty and the joy of what they're doing. Just wanted people to learn. And if we ain't want people to learn, we ain't going to show anybody anything. We're going to hide everything, which a lot of people do. They don't show you how they do anything. They hide it. But what we do, we come out and we show, and then people snatch your information and they wouldn't even give people the highlight. That's why we're not going nowhere. And that's why we would not go nowhere. You understand? Because of the selfishness. It's all about us. It's all about me. It's all about me. Everything is me, and I. But we're not going to get nowhere because you cannot get nowhere by being selfish. You only could get somewhere by drawing in and build together. That's how you could get somewhere. The selfishness. Oh, listen to me. If you go on a channel and a guy railing cow, and you railing cow, and the guy, you watching the guy, and one day you decide, okay, let me start rail some cow. You watch the guy, you see all what the guy do. Now you take up whatever the guy was doing. At least you could say, you could mention the guy who you learn from. Nothing, they're not gonna take nothing from you. But the problem is, we want to take the information and act like it's we. We did it while people put in 15, 20 years of their own experiment. I'm not talking about Google, nothing. The hard work of putting in your own experiment in the garden. You check what I'm saying? We're supposed to come together and build. Do you understand that if you share information, I share information, Everybody share information. Do you understand the power and the knowledge that we all gonna gain from each other? But some of us badly selfish. We is only about us, and it's only about we, we. You understand? It's hard to mention a person, even though you learn from them. It's learn for her. You see me? This is what I do. I take it back. You know what I'm saying? I take it back to my parents, grandparents. This is where I learn. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? I take back the credit back there. The credit goes back to them, not me. But I have to take some credit because I take it to another level. You see what I'm saying? But the foundation of it is out there. They had it out there. They was doing it. They wasn't using chemical. They wasn't using no form of chemical. They was using their leaf, their stuff, and that's what they was doing. You understand? So I maintain that. And I add to it because now, in them time, they didn't have the ability to do the kind of research and the things you could do today. My research was learning about the plants then. Learning about the plants then. That was my research of knowing the plants that I'm growing. And I've learned so much. I've learned so much. So yes, the foundation of where I garden goes way back. Way back. But I did my research, my experiment, and now I'm on a level of 10 years ahead of what I'm talking about today. 10 years ahead. But guess what? People gonna lose out. People gonna lose out. You know why people gonna lose out? And it's sad. It's so sad because why it's so sad? Because the information that you have, no, you simmer it down. When I say I simmer it down, meaning I'm not gonna be putting it out there like that. Because why? I'm not gonna be doing it. Because of the way people are. They don't want to give people credit for nothing, even though they spend 10, 15 years researching, experiment. They will not, they will come take your stuff and tell you, oh, I get it from a book, or while you've been teaching it and actually showing how it's been done. You could read 100 books. But if you ain't actually do it, you only have it here. But it's not physically. I'm showing it physically and I'm talking about it. I'm showing the result. I show how you plant. I show how you manure. I talk about when to manure. I talk about how to make your compost natural. I talk about all these things. But people don't give. And it's not that you want nobody walk around, oh, yeah, this. No, that's not the case. You could just once, you could say, well, yes, I saw this guy was railing cow, and man, I love how we do it. And you mentioned the guy. Yes, I learned how to rail cow from this guy. That's all. And you just continue to do what you're doing. So this is why a lot of us lose. And the people who so want to learn and so willing to learn is losing out because of the situation. You see? Of these situation. All we got to do, learn from each other. That's all you got to do. That's all. You ain't got to go out there and thing no, just you could mention, say something where you get it from. But the selfishness is so real that everybody just want to be no, you learn, do your research, get the information, and then you teach. Many people talking, and if you ask them questions, they can't answer because they don't know what they're talking about. They come and listen what you say, and then they come out and act like they're professional in this thing. No, this thing, you can't just start gardening yesterday and believe that because I'm doing it all forever, but guess what? I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I never tell everybody I know everything, but I'm learning. And it's not just me. I'm here talking about this. You know what I'm saying? This is sad, man. That's all you got to do, man. The information of how I grow food, that come from way back. But I put in years of work to take my knowledge about gardening to another level. You understand? When I come out and talk about gardening, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm showing proof. That's the thing. I'm showing the actual proof of what I'm doing in my garden. The actual proof. Because I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody. There's a lot of new gardeners out there that's willingly want to learn. And I'm trying to reach them. So sometimes this is how we just lose out a lot. Because what people try to do, people try to discourage you in this thing. You see what I'm saying? So now I create something now that I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it in my class. I'm going to be sharing information in my class for the members, and anybody who want to join the class could always email me. Because I know people want to learn. And it's too much information. For me to hold these information to myself, I don't feel right to me. Because I always want to share and motivate people to get out there and do something. So that's all I'm saying, guys. If you learn, just mention a person. Nothing wrong with that. Somebody doing prepping, you learn it from them, you could mention them. Somebody growing chicken, turkey, you learn something from them, you could mention them. Nothing wrong with that. It ain't gonna take nothing away from you. 7 years ago, when I started making videos, I wasn't hearing about no goddamn leaf and know what I'm talking about today. All I've been hearing about, all different type of chemical. That's all I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing. And I keep saying, I'm not using it and you don't need it. I'm not using it and you don't need it. I'm not using that was my thing. While everybody, people, even today, people still trying to push chemical to me. Even though I say I'm not one part of it, I'm not using it, they still try to, oh yeah, but you could use such and such. No, I don't want to use such and such. I don't. You know? But it's all right. I'm gonna still share the information. I'm still gonna think about the depth of gardening. It will be on another level because It's just sad. All the people got to lift people's spirit, man. When you see people in these form and willingly giving and sharing, you're supposed to lift the spirit, not try to discourage them. But you know what? Our spirit is not going to be discouraged. We're just going to do it in a different form. That's all. We're going to do it. I have 1,000 and something videos out there loaded with information. So I did give back. I did give 1,000 and something videos with information that if a person really want to learn about gardening, they can definitely learn and become very successful. I did that. Over 1,000 videos. I'm all about giving back. I'm all about everybody being successful, not just one person. Everybody. But we got to have that mindset. The selfishness is not going to work. It can't work. It's only going to work to a certain level. Then that's it. But if you build with a solid foundation, you could always grow because the foundation is solid. That's all I'm saying, guys. Not here to prolong on this conversation. And I'm sure there's many people facing that today. I'm sure. Planter, I'm with you on that. Have to identical backgrounds as you, so I understand your passion and your drive. I was born and raised in the car where I learned the natural. Yes, that's basically the way the older people used to really grow food. Is now things change. You know what I mean? Everybody want into the, you know what I mean? And nobody want to hear about, you understand? Number one, when you talk about leaf is something I did my own research on leaf. I did my own experiment on leaf. That's why I talk about it so much. I could answer any question about leaf. Any question, because I did my own experiment on these things. Oh. Some people have passion and some people just need that's thank you for mentioning that, because that's what I see going on. That's what I see actually going on. You have the people who have the passion of gardening and willing to share that with others, that others could actually learn something and, you know, get better in what they're doing. And you're right, there's some people just need content. Yeah. So they swim around looking for content and taking information with, and don't want to give credit where credit is due. That's all right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys doing pretty good. Appreciate you guys. All right. Hey, Big Dog Philly, how you doing? What's going on, man? If I miss anyone, sorry, guys. I was just explaining a little situation, you know. But I appreciate each and every one for coming out again today. Thank you guys as always. All right. Let me see. I agree with you, Planter. I've mentioned people that I've learned things from. Sadly, some people strive on hype. That's the thing. That's the thing. But you see, you could mention a person and still it's your content. The only thing you do, you just highlight a person. Men alone to grow chicken from Fifi Johnny. You put a high, nothing, they're not gonna take nothing from you. I believe people will give you more respect in that form than because people seeing, don't think people not seeing. People seeing where you getting the information from. So by you say, you know what, shout out to Fifi Johnny for, you know, alone this farm growing chicken from her. Or you know what I mean? They're not taking nothing away from you. This is you, your content. You just shout out a person. I know I could watch and I could see if a person take use my content of what I see. I know because when you look back, you're gonna see where the person was talking about a few years ago. They was talking about chemical. All I'm saying, guys, the information is free, but if you learn something from somebody, mention them. That's all I'm saying. Not telling you to go praise nobody, but just mention them. That's right. School ain't the same as being out in the field. That's it. It's definitely not the same. You get it here, but you don't know how to do it. We actually showing you, pulling tape, measure, showing you the depth of the hole and all these things. We actually teaching and showing. There's a saying, crab in barrel, meaning deliberately using someone to get to the top. That's it. And that's the problem with a lot of things. This is why many times things don't get nowhere, because instead of we build and lift everyone up, and then when the last person for come out, you send down a rope and you pull them up. Instead of we walk like that, people want to be, they will climb your goddamn back to get out and leave you down in there. You see what I'm saying? That's not team. That's not how I learn about team and togetherness. I learn about togetherness where everybody grow. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Fifi Johnny. Yes, I'm doing a class where I'm sharing a different level of gardening into. That's where I'm going to be sharing the information. So if you're a member, you can always join. If you have, you could always email me and we can arrange that. Give credit where it's due and you will be rewarded as well. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for coming to Live from Scratch. Thank you for saying that. That's all. You give somebody credit, they give you back, so everybody get mentioned. The people who prepping, if you're not prepping somebody, you say, all right, I learned to prep from such and such. But they're going to take from you. The problem is people want to be, oh, yeah. No, they're not going to take nothing from you if you give somebody some credit. It would not. And if you really want to know about leaf, you're not going to take 2-3 years to learn about leaf. I'm telling you that. It's going to take you some years if you really want to learn about leaf. I'm not talking about just throwing some leaf there. The value and seeing what really happened with your bare eyes. It ain't going to take you 2 and 3 years. It will take you some years. Yes, the information is out there. Yes. But guess what? It was out there, but people were still not aware of it. People were still running for these things that they're still trying to push to me today. That's what they was running about. But yes, people bring it back to life. And also bring what they add and what they learn to it. That make it easier for you. So instead of you have to go into 10 years of research in leaf and tree trunk and what's in your garden, instead of you got to go back 10 years, we making it easier for you. We breaking it down that you understand that, okay, oh, wow. All right, let me try this. Because we did the research. So we bring the information to you. So all you're doing is trying and look for result. But we already know the result because we did it for years. Not saying I'm the only one do it, but I'm telling you, there's some things that I do, my experiment, that I don't think maybe everybody doing it. Yes, many people might be using the leaf. But how much people could break down and tell you actually what this leaf does? The scientific part of what leaf really done. Yeah, you could, oh yeah, and then you trade in the yes and yes, yes. But the scientific part of it, how much people could actually break it down and answer question and show proof at the same time? How much? So when people put in this kind of work, decades of work, and willingly sharing it for you for nothing, we should mention them. We should mention them. I ain't want none, even if it's even if say, oh, I'm not interested, because I still don't know what's inside it. I appreciate your passion and your drive to help and give back. Be encouraged that there are people that need your information. Times are changing fast. I agree. And that's why I would not stop. I would just do it in another form. I have 1,000 and something videos out there that with information that anyone interested could go back and look at. But there's a different level of gardening that I will be sharing that gonna be in classes. That gonna be in a class. Yeah. Hey Lashos, how you doing? Lots of people want instant food, virus, hurting health option. That's it. That's it. The thing about let me tell you the thing about gardening, and you know, like I always say, gardening is patient, discipline. I don't care what nobody say, because I had also discipline myself for years, because many people tell me, oh yes, you could use this. I don't want to call the names. Or you can use that. You can use this. And I'm saying, why would I use it if I'm getting this kind of result? You see, so the distraction is real. The distraction is real. Because even though you want to grow natural, there's people going to convince you why you need to use something else. So you got to be strong-minded. You got to be disciplined. You got to be focused on what you're doing. Because if you don't, you will end up falling for what they're saying. Oh, you could use this. No, you don't have to. And I've been talking this for 7 years on YouTube. You don't have to. And I show proof of why you don't have to. You see what I'm saying? I was dealing with raw red clay. Do you want raw red clay? That's what I was dealing with. And nature, I walk with nature and transform it. Now you're not seeing clay. You're seeing black soil instead of red clay. So I did all my research, all my experiment. So when I talk about it, I'm not just coming out here and talk. I know what I'm talking about. But all I'm saying, guys, just nothing wrong if you mention a person. Nothing wrong. Just mention them. You still have content. Because we have the passion to share. We're not trying to, my God, listen to me. If I wanted, let me tell you guys something. If I wanted to really shine above everybody garden, I could do that. I could build my garden. I could transform my garden into something that you see. I'm a builder. So I can build my garden however I want, but I choose not to. You know why I choose not to? Because I want that natural. I don't want it to look commercialized. I want that natural look. And I want people to understand that gardening is not about the looks, it's the production you get in there and what you know. I don't care what anyone says. What I know, there's a scientific part in gardening. And if you could only understand that level of gardening. But you see, like I keep saying, I'm just looking for people who really want to learn about organic garden and growing. I'm not who really want to learn and we build something together, have conversation together. You understand? Because, but like I keep saying, you cannot be bouncing everywhere. You cannot be, this week you say organic, next week you try to introduce something different to someone. That's too shaky. We want solid people who stand solid in what they want to do and not shaky and they hear about product and they forget about leaf. They go on over. No. I've been talking about leaf here for 7 years. And I never stop. I've been talking about tree, rotten tree trunk for 7 years. And I never stop. So you got to believe in something. Believe in what you know what I'm saying. So that you talk about organic. Next week you telling somebody about something else. No. Let's build on a solid foundation of growing food natural. And it's getting more aware now of growing food natural because, yes, and I got to shout out, I got to give thanks to the people who recognize what I'm doing. Not looking for no praise, but there's people who recognize what you're doing and they will email you. Sometimes they say it in the chat. And, that's cool. I appreciate that. But at the same time, we're doing it for the love of the people, that everybody could have a beautiful garden. If I didn't want that, I would have never tell anyone how I grow my stuff. I wouldn't show you nothing. I wouldn't tell you anything. I've been teaching. Shout out to Cassinda South Fulton. Shout out to Fifi. I've been talking about a certain way of planting. And for years. And the last live, I did a live, not last week, I think I did a live. And it was so, you know, and Cassinda South Fulton come up. No, she ain't come up, but what she say, I appreciate she, because you know why? She didn't keep it to herself. She said it out in the chat. And you know what she said? She said, planter. I try the way you say how to plant. And maybe she wasn't able to be around the garden for a period of time. And all the plant I plant the way you say survive. And all the other plants die. And that's what I keep saying. Try some the way I say and try some your way and see what works. She could have keep it to herself. She could have keep it to herself and she could have say whatever. But you know what she do? She said, and she did a video. So you see people like that? Shout out to you, Cassinda South Fulton. Shout out to you, Fifi Johnny, because you also shot me, did a video talking about the way I say to plan and you trying it. That's all it takes. It didn't take nothing to shut a person out. You understand? Especially when you see they doing positivity. You're doing positive thing. Nothing wrong with shutting a person out. Yes, so yes, all the plants she plant. The only plant survive is the one that she plant the way I thought to talk about. I know this, it works. If it wasn't working, I wouldn't come out here and talk about it. But I know it works. It worked wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out Lashos Johnny, thank you for being here. Shout out Brook Farmer, thank you for being here. Did I miss anyone? Okay. The old people say common sense make book. I hear that. That's why I run my channel the way I do. I just show what I'm doing and who needs it will lead it. I'm just passionate about what I do and willing to share. That's basically what I'm doing too. I build a channel to basically show people a different way of gardening and the chemical. You know, I did my own research about chemical. I've learned about chemical. So, not because I posted it, and that's the thing again. Where we got to get out of our head as well. Not because you didn't went to science class, science school about plants, mean you in a scientist. I'm not waiting for nobody tell me I is a scientist when come on plants. I know what I know. How I know? Experiment. My experiment, not Google. Mine experiment. Bring answers. And it didn't happen 1 year. It takes years of experiment to master these things. But all the hard work We willingly bring it and push it out there because we want people to make it easier for people. So instead of you got to go to 10, 15 years of research, you could watch a video and learn. Instead of you got to be reading, or you are reading, people creating videos that you could learn. So when people do these research, man, give them a shout out, mention them, nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about me alone, I'm talking about everybody. They put out, shout them out. Mention them, nothing wrong with that. At least you doing it and you learn, and you see, by doing this, spread the message even faster. Because now, if you watching the way a person doing something and now you try it and you see it work, if you mention it and somebody else could say, okay, all right, okay. So he did it and he did it, and so all right, let me see. Once it in a negative, something negative is something positive to uplift, I think we should mention people. That's all I'm saying. Hey, John Shoot 67, how you doing? We're supposed to learn from everybody. Yes, it's supposed to open that we learn from everybody, because everybody have something to share, but not everybody willing to share. That's the problem. Some people is not gonna share what they learn to you, period. You will only see results. You will not see what they do, how they do it. So yes, and there are some people will show you the ins and out, the hands dirty, mingling with the soil, the depth of it. Some people is not going to show you. I could tell you that. Why? Because they want to be up here and their garden look the best. You know what I'm saying? And so they're not gonna, if they learn things, they're not gonna tell you. You got to remember that. We all could learn from each other. We all could learn from each other. And we all can grow from each other. But we can't be selfish. Give credit where credit is due sometimes. I'm learning from everyone. That's good. I'm gonna keep sharing. Nobody gonna stop. They're not gonna stop me from sharing. I'm just doing it in a different form. I'm still have 1,000 videos plus that people still can go and watch if they want to learn anything. But I'm just doing it on another level now. I'm doing classes now. Classes. I already pushed out level 1. This is another level of gardening, which is 2. This is the second level I'm pushing out now. I was watching tomato videos to know what to do with my tomato. Okay, that's wonderful. Planta, I think gardening is a lifestyle. You have to want it to do it and experience it. I agree. I agree. It is a lifestyle. You got to want, you have to want it. Because you see, not everybody really want to. I mean, some people satisfy with cooking something and get some from it. Some people, I just don't satisfy. I'm sorry. I need to see my fruit, my trees, them full with whatever I'm growing. I just need to see I'm able to make huge harvests. That's joy for me. So I put in 6, 7, 8 hours of work sometimes in my garden. So it gave me time to experiment. It gave me time to look back in years of how this plant was producing. So it's the level that you decide to go. So everybody could grow something, but it's the level you decide to go. I'm learning about grass and other elements, about extracted other method, but outdoor will. Okay. Question. Should I be concerned about the fact that pine needle constantly dropping in my grow bag with my veggie? Should I clean them out? Well, the honest truth is, I do not clean. I just leave. I really believe pine needle do an amazing job. So for me, I will just leave them. For me, I will leave them. To me, they do an amazing job. And I'm sure other people are going to say, no, no. But to me, for what I know, they do an amazing job. So I wouldn't get rid of them. Planter, I support you 100% and your way of gardening. That's what I know from both. And I had an experience. I was getting distracted and did use organic fertilizer. One time it burned my plants. Number one, why would I use something around my plants that will burn my plants if I put too much? Why would I do that? I never see leaf burn down your plant. I never see rotten tree trunk burn down your plants. I never see weeds you pull out your garden burn down your plants. I never see fertilize your compost tea that you make out that with the weeds out of your garden burn down your plants. So why would I use anything that actually burn my plant down? I don't know. I'm using it and I don't want nobody tell me about it because I'm not interested. And that's the truth. I ain't interested in no farm of nothing that's not come from nature. Sometimes we see things 75% organic. Okay, so if it's 75% organic, what is the another 15%? Okay. Thank you, Planter. I give credit where credit is due. Thank you, Fifi Johnny. I appreciate that. Brown pine needle are good for your soil, Jones Road. It take a while to break down. Okay. I always shut you out my no Lashes. I know you shut me out. No, I was just talking about the last video. I was doing a video, a live, and she in the live in the chat, she said, Planter, the way you did your way you tell me to plant, I follow you, and all the plant that I plant, the way you tell me grow, still alive. And she had also neglect stay away from the garden maybe for a little. And all the others died. So yes, I'm just mentioning she because that was recently. These little are brown, so that's good. Okay, Jones Truth, for what I know, pine straw needle does wonders in your garden. The brown one does wonders. So all I can say to you, I know it worked for me. Okay? I don't think it's a problem if you keep them and allow them to break down in your soil. I have pineapple in vegetable fruits out there. I don't know. Okay. My dad plant the same way like you plant. We couldn't afford fertilizer or thing fancy to put our garden. We have to use what we did. And right, exactly, Lashos. And what happened is you was eating. He never had them, but guess what? You was eating, he was feeding his family, and he didn't have no fertilizer. So that's what I'm saying. We don't really have to. People did it before, and people still doing it today. But the distraction is real, and that's what I'm saying. You got to stay focused because people will come up with these products, and next thing you see yourself using them. So you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined. You got to have discipline with yourself. If you say you're not using it, you're just not using it. Because people will convince you. They try it with me. Oh, but planter you could use. No. Not interesting. Not interesting. Oh, yes. My hands always dirty, Josh. Yep. So true. All right. All right. Yes, you are a member, Lashos, but I do class. You see, I'm doing classes. I did like 4 classes already. But I think it's for your other channel. The other channel you have. But I keep mentioning it. Yes, I did 4 classes already. I mention it all the time. But not you. I don't think you joined from Lashos Journey. You joined from another one. So you could join, you could come in from that one. Hey, Odem Homestead, how you doing? Organic matters better than any store-bought fertilizer. All right. I agree with you. Okay. Pine needle is good organic matter. Okay. What do you want? Hello, Green. What I eat? How you doing? Thank you. So Lashos, you could always come in from the next class is when? Oh man. I did a class last week, so in 2 weeks gonna be the next class. There's the videos them there. You could always go back and watch them. Yes, I'm doing classes. I already did 4 of them. It's on my yes. Okay, okay. You know, listen, me guys. I do a lot of research and experiment on stuff. So if I talk about it, it's because I know about it. And the honest truth is, when you Eddie Moore as well, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes. The honest truth is when you have the passion for gardening, man, you know, and the passion, it's like it's become a part of you, and that's the truth. It's really become a part of you. You know, it's like while in your bed sometimes, you might remember a plant that you past study in your garden. You might, that's how deep this thing is, man. So I have a lot of passion for gardening. And in order for me to elevate, I had was to not Google information. I had was to do it on my own. I had was to do my own experiment. And over the years, I've learned so much. I'm telling you, I've learned so much about plants that I can tell you my garden the next year. I could tell you about my garden the next year. I can tell you the size of my peppers next year. Because I already developed the skill of knowing about these plants. So I already know what they want, what they like, what they don't like. I already developed all that already. So I already could predict once there's no storm, once there's no situation, I can predict the looks of my garden and the production of my garden. So yes, guys, there's a lot of science in gardening, but it's the level that you decide to go. And the honest truth is, you could read a million books. Sometimes you only got it there. But to actually go and do it is a whole different situation. When you actually use your hands and do this work and you see for yourself, you learning, and you know you that's the greatest way. You see? So is the depth of gardening you guys wanna go? How far you wanna go? Do you just satisfy with chucking some plants and collect a few fruit from it, a few vegetables? Or you wanna have a productive garden that produce continuously? That's your decision. And yes, you got to spend time in your garden. And yes, you cannot just chuck plant in the soil and leave them and believe you're going to get serious production from them. No. You got to take care of your plants just like you take care of the baby. Yes, you got to know when to fertilize your plant. And this is very, very important. Very, very important. When to add compost to your plant. This is very important. When to add that compost to your plant. When you that's what I believe that's one of the most, that is a part so important that people step over. That part, when to feed that plant. You see, like how you know the baby cry, and you know, all right, let me go out and feed the baby with food. The plant don't cry. The plant don't cry. But you have to know when the plant needs food. And your research gonna shows you. Your experiment will shows you. And I did explain a lot of it in many videos. Then sometimes, guys, sometimes if you following a person and you got, for real, you got to really think, because sometimes the question I've been asked, somebody might ask me, I'm saying, really, am I with this question, man? I've been doing this thing, I've been preaching this thing for years. So sometimes it's good to check a person, check, see where they're about, their videos, because sometimes the question you asking them is things they've been preaching about for years. And you asking them, do you know about this? And you saying, I've been talking about this thing for 10 years now. So guys, hey, welcome Psalms 146. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Guys, I just want to see everybody with a beautiful, successful garden. And I'm willing to share the information that can help you get there. Not telling you that you got to start grow anything your way. Only telling you, if you like, you can always check out the video and maybe you could try something. I'm not telling you to show the way you grow your food away and adapt to mine. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you could try something, see how it works. Just like what the lady said. She plants some the way she do it and some the way I tell her, and all the others die excepting them that plant. So that's all I'm saying. Try. Nothing beat if you try. But give people a little credit sometimes for what they're doing. Whether it's prepping, whether it's rearing cow, whether it's rearing chicken, whether it's growing food, whether about compost. Because when you talk about soil, I can look at your soil and I can feel your soil and tell you what is going on with your soil. And people might say, how are you going to do that? Yes, I could do that. And this is what I'm telling you. My parents take me and grandparents teach me to a certain level. I add to that. And that comes from experiment. You see what I'm saying? That comes from experimenting, from what I've learned. I'm not going to take all the credit. And I will always say this. Someone taught me. People taught me how to grow the way I grow. But I went deeper into it and understand way more. And I'm getting a lot of feedback of what I'm doing through emails and results through emails. So yes, people is actually trying and it's working for them. So that's wonderful. All I want, guys, just keep growing. Don't make any plant or anything in your garden or any insect or any parasite distract you and make you feel like you got to give up. Don't make that happen to you. Okay? Because sometimes there's a lot of challenging in gardening as well. Lots of challenging. So sometimes you don't allow them to defeat you. It's just the way of life. You got to do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, the more you apply, the more you want to learn. It's a skill. Once you learn, nobody could take it away from you. And it's also a skill that can make you feed your family and yourself. Okay? Okay. Book knowledge is based on the writer experience. Do you have the same soil, same environment, same effort? And besides, they never tell you everything. Are you right? And you clearly right with that. You clearly right with that. People don't show you, they don't trust me, they always keep back something. Because they don't want you to show out like them. Me, I show every damn thing. Because number one, the only how, if you follow me, if you follow the way I grow food, the way I do my stuff, if you follow me, it doesn't matter where you are, because I grow in the cold, in the tropical, I grow in all the temperatures. So I've seen. But if you follow the way I grow, I guarantee you, you will have a damn good, successful garden. But the problem is, not many people gonna put in the amount of work. You see what I'm saying? Not many people will go in there and spend 6 hours. Not many people will do that. So it comes with dedication. Not just planting. It comes with dedication of how you do things and what you do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm truly looking forward for, the Herb Garden Challenge is almost coming to an end. And I just want to shout out the people who stick out all the way. It shows me something. It shows me something. The loyal one that stick out with this challenge. It shows me I learned something about you guys. And what I learned is something so positive you might even understand about you guys. Shout out to everyone who participate. Some people had us to fall out because of situation, but I understand. Thank you guys for even taking the time out to start it. But I got to look back to the people who upload on time, the people who fight the struggle. You think I don't know how hard it is to deal with seedlings indoors for 3-4 months? I know how hard that is. I know how challenged that is. So, thumbs up to you guys. You guys show me who you are in a positive light. That you guys don't give up. You guys don't give up. I appreciate you guys. And guess what? How much upload? 2 more upload. So on the 5th is 1 upload. Then on the 25th is the last upload. And on the 30th, that's when we're gonna have that. We're gonna call out the winners. Many people start out and many people follow. I just want to make it very clear. There was rules to this thing. And I don't want people who did not upload from time to time and upload when they feel like to come and tell me, my plans look better than this possible. I don't want to hear it because the rules was very clear. You upload twice. You start on the 6th was the 1st, and I give an extension to the 6th. After that, you upload 2 videos a month, the 5th and the 25th, and you cannot be late. So please understand and know whether you're out, yes or no. When I say out, stand a chance of winning the prize. There's people who upload on time. There's people who support who share the hashtag. There's people who actually was supporting each other. And that is what I'm paying attention to. So yes, guys, it will be a night on the 30th of June. 3 people will be winning. The first prize, $200. The second prize, $100. The third prize, $50. So, I can't wait for the night come. And guys, please make sure your presentation in that video, make sure your plants them green, make sure there's no dry leaf, because you wouldn't want to show no dry leaf on that day. All right? But I do appreciate you guys for your drive and for continuing that journey of dealing with seedlings for 3 to 4 months. Yes, that's a challenge. Wow. Wow. So yes, guys, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, Holy 11, what's up? How you doing? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Psalms 146. Yesterday was 91 to the 51. Plant are so confused. I understand. I didn't enter the only herb that survived my first meal. Oh, wow. Learn a lot about what I'm doing. Okay. So next year, thank you very much, Jones Shoot 67. Next year, you will be, I'm sure you're going to be way more advanced in what you're doing next year. But I'm grateful that you don't give up and you're still pushing forward for better. Yes. You're late, but you're all right, man. No problem, man. All right. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate that. The weather does not want me to be great. I understand, but you know what? I'm believing in a few months, no, next month, you're going to be seeing different weather. I deeply believe that. So you will be great. You will be great. And I was watching a video today for you where them plants coming with the onion, the Egyptian onion. Yeah, them plants looking nice. So who else is facing a difficult time in the garden so far? Who else the weather is really messing up this year? What's going on? Who else? Is there anyone in here that the weather is actually dealing with very harsh? If so, don't give up. Oh yes, the Egyptian walking on an ass show. Yes. Yes. You're welcome. Yes, I saw them. Oh man. I have a food forest in the back. I left it alone and now it's a jungle. My weather is gloomy with little sun. What happened to your plants? The plant's still alive, right? It's just the weed. It's just a weed take it over. Generally, my garden is growing but slowly. Some stuff haven't done. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, within this month, you're gonna see a change. You're gonna see a change with the growth of the plant. Because this year, my plants them was really having a hard time the all year. But if you see them now, I'm harvesting so much. It's like every day I'm harvesting something. You know, I, I harvest some real nice basil today, man. Real nice basil. This is the cauli leaf. Man, if you smell this thing, if you smell it. So guys, I'm not just telling you to grow, you see I'm growing as well. So I'm encouraging people to grow, but I'm actually growing myself. Everything back there is either medical or food. That's wonderful. Yes, my weather will always be an issue. Wow. But today is 55. Okay. The weed are beneficial. That's the thing too. That's the thing too. Yes, they might be taking over your garden, but they hold their own benefit. We just got to try find out what the purpose of them. You see? You just got to find out the purpose. What I'm going to do with the basil? Well, I'm going to dry them. I'm going to dry these basil. Air dry them. Yes, and then just put them in a jar and just leave them. All of my plants look amazing. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm still confident despite because I've harvested some stuff and I've set my seed. I'm just loving. Okay, Cubs. Soon, man, soon. The weather. I had also deal with this cold weather. Man, this cold weather was coming like real freeze and morning every morning. But guess what? It stopped. It stopped and plants them flourishing, man. Planter, do you know what to keep spider away from the garden? I got my sister started on a garden, but every night there's so many big spider that keep putting webs. Well, the spider help the spider help catch a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs will might destroy you. I don't see spider webs, but I don't really trouble them. But the birds, like they do trouble them. My birds, them do trouble them. So I really can't tell you what to do in that because I don't spray nothing. So I will never tell you spraying anything. But just Gary, if you don't like the situation, just take down the webs. Just take down the webs. If you had birds around, them birds might have eat them because I see webs and I don't just leave them. Sometimes when you look in the webs, you see fly, you might see insect that get caught up inside of it. So I don't just leave them. But then I might go back and I ain't see none. So my mind tell me the birds eat them. So the simplest way I will say, get a stick and take down the webs them. Because I would not say to use anything to get rid of them. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Thank you for being here. True that on giant basil. Yep. Man, them basil knocking me, trying to knock me out right here, man. Damn, but it smell good though. They smell good. Organic, man. Try growing stuff organic, man. The scent, the taste, everything is amazing. So that's a bunch of tea. This is all this is teas. You know. This is a bunch of teas I have right here. You know, tea. And there's so much you could use basil for, but I'm prepping for the winter. I'm prepping for the winter, so I'm getting all my herbs, drying my herbs them. But I love air dry. I don't like dehydrate. I just feel like it takes too much out of the plants. Let me show you this. This is sage. You see? This is sage. These are air dry. This sage is air dry. When you feel them, you could feel the, you know, like something still inside of them. You see? It feel like something still. When you dehydrate them, I think it takes too much out of them. Then when you sun dry them, they get so crispy, and when you squeeze them in, it's like they just start breaking up. Look at this. You see? It ain't even breaking. You see what I'm showing you here? These are dry. These are dry and ready. But watch. I'm squeezing it, watch. I'm squeezing it and watch. It not even breaking. If you did dehydrate it, or maybe put it in the sun, from the time you do this, everything crumble up and crawl up in your hand. So this is a little demonstration of why I'm not dehydrating my herbs or sun dry them. It still have that gum, that inside of them. So that's a reason why I don't use dehydrator. Not telling no one not to do it. That's not what I'm doing here. Not telling no one not to dehydrate their stuff. I only could speak for myself. Okay? Now I see the base better. Yeah. This is just a fraction of what I harvest. Just a fraction. Let me see if you could see the leaf. This is a cauli leaf. This is just a fraction. I eat it myself. Yes, I eat basil too. I eat it, I drink it in tea. You know what I mean? But right now, what I'm doing, I'm trying to dry as much as I can now. From now, go right back. I'm trying to dry as much as I can. So when the winter hit, I have my stuff them ready. This is exactly what I was trying to do with the Herb Garden Challenge. Fresh, that you could walk outside. I'm not just talking about it, I'm actually doing it. Fresh herbs from outside. Yes. Yes, guys. So gardening to me is scientific and is the level you want to go in gardening. You might not want to go the level I go. And it's understandable because not everyone gonna want to go that level. You know that you actually studying plants and studying the roots of the plant, studying the soil, studying, it's so much to study in gardening. Monsieur might say, I like herb in my salad, in my omelets, dry and used as rub for tea. Okay, I hear that, Mike. I just love my herbs, man. And as a gardener, I don't feel like I should be buying herbs and tea. I don't think that at all. And the thing about it, sometimes, yes, we love to see the trees luscious and green. We love to see that. But what I've learned, the more you pick is the more they produce. You got to remember you have a short growing season. You ain't got time for your tree to look luscious. You're looking at how much of these herbs can I harvest this year? How much can I harvest this year? You ain't trying to look at, oh, this looking, I don't want to pick it. It's so beautiful. And I'm sure it catch a lot of people, but the more you pick, the more you able to have, the more harvest you get. They produce way more than if you just leave the tree just there and just pick up a few. For real. Yes, guys. So as always, you know what? Let me check. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me check something here. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. To me, it seems crazy that there are shortage of tea because a lot of the plants that we can use grow wild and speedy easy. There's shortage of tea? Not for me. Well, listen to me. We have so much thing popping up in our garden and don't even know how important they are. I think we got to start spending more time in doing that, start looking at herbs and the benefits. So much teas growing up. Some of these basil, all basil tea. Well, for me, so much sage. I use sage and make tea. So much stuff you can grow and make tea that I don't get it. Even as a container, you should grow 1 container. You should even have a piece of mint or something inside it to get some tea. There's no way you should have something place to grow and ain't growing nothing. No shortage for me. The lemon barley by yard is okay. I hear that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It should never be, as a gardener, them things shouldn't apply to you. Where you ain't got no tea. No. You have months to grow and prepare and put aside. Month. That's what I'm doing now. I'm drying my herbs them and just put them aside. So when the winter comes, I have tea to last me through the winter and till the spring. I'm growing more lemon balm than I can use. A lot stuff grow so fast. Yes, they grow very fast. That is true. They grow very fast. No shortage for me. I still have a bounty of hope from last year, and I've already started. Exactly. Exactly. Is no way. And the way how things going these days, people should be more aware and really actually start growing some herbs. That's what I really do the herb challenge for, man. For people grow herbs, the importance of growing herbs. And you can sell it to your neighbor, right? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, guys, it's always a pleasure to come out and, sit and have a conversation with you guys. All I say, guys, just remember, man, just be positive, stay positive. Yep. Okay, so we're here hour and a half, heading for 2 hours. So yes, guys, thanks again for coming out on another pop-up. Today was just a pop-up. And thank you guys for coming out as always. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys just continue growing something. Okay. Continue growing something. Growing something is better than not growing anything at all. And try to learn more about what you're doing in the garden. Learn more about the plant and learn more about how to actually get more from your plant. Okay? I need walk in my garden. So much to do. So much to do, Mike. Just do a little every day, man. Just do a little every day and you will get there. Just do a little every day. Oh, I planted a seed. You said me planted. Okay, so they germinate? Oh, you plant them out now. Okay. Coming up already? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's good. That's good. I'll be looking forward to see them. I wait, Mike. I did send page and piece for you to write. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did. That's wonderful, man. I'll be looking forward to see them growing, man. All right. Yes, guys, thank you very much for coming out tonight and today again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, guys. Yes, the Congo peas. Yes, yes. Don't forget, guys. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have open discussion where we talk about different topics, gardening, and many other topics. So don't forget, if you have time to tune in this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a blessed and wonderful weekend. See you guys next time. All right, no problem, GT. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys. All right.